Hi there, my name is Karen Fabian and I'm the founder of Bare Bones Yoga, and thank you so much for taking a minute to check out this YouTube video. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over some movements of the shoulder and how it relates to certain poses that we teach. So if you're a yoga teacher, you're absolutely in the right spot. One of the reasons I love to focus on movement or the anatomy of the practice is because it's a fundamental piece of teaching that we all share. Regardless of the style of yoga we teach, we all need to understand anatomy. And I've heard from so many teachers all over the world that their initial experiences in understanding anatomy was challenged because they just didn't learn it in their initial training. And there can be many, many reasons for that. But needless to say, that's one of the things that motivates me to make anatomy really easy to understand. And in my signature program, the Yoga Anatomy Blueprint Learning Program, I have a step-by-step way that you can learn anatomy so that you can bring more confidence to your teaching. So more about that at the end of this video. For right now, let's take a look at shoulder anatomy and how shoulder anatomy is part of several of the postures that we do. So first, let's take a look at the shoulder. When we look at the shoulder joint, which is a ball in a socket, it moves in a variety of ways. We're going to be looking right now at two specific movements, external and internal rotation. When we externally rotate the shoulder or open the shoulder, we're turning the forearm forward. This is known as supination of the palm, and if you travel up the kinetic chain, it's external rotation of the shoulder. That's the opposite movement to internal rotation. So when we internally rotate, we're using muscles on the front of the body. When we externally rotate, we're using muscles on the back of the body, the back of the shoulder. So the common muscles of external rotation are the infraspinatus, which is a large muscle that covers this whole bottom portion of the scapula here, and it connects to the humerus. And then the teres minor is a smaller muscle that runs from the scapula to the humerus. Those two muscles collaborate, they're synergists, in the action of external rotation. The muscle of internal rotation sits right in here, inside the scapula, and it's called the subscapularis. It's part of the rotator cuff, as are the other two muscles back here that I just mentioned, the infraspinatus and the teres minor. So they do external rotation, the subscapularis does internal rotation. So now that we understand the movement, we can look at some of the poses where these joint actions are used. So if I come into dancer's pose, and you're probably teaching it by asking people to take the arm back, turn their thumb to face up, turn their palm to face out, and then grabbing the inner edge of the foot. So you'll notice straight away the shoulder is externally rotated. So here I'm using those two external rotator muscles on the back of the shoulder, and as I use those muscles or contract those muscles, I'm stretching the muscles of internal rotation. Now, you'll notice a curious thing. I always found this curious in practice. When you come down to do floor bow, so when you have your students on their belly, you ask them to reach back, and what do you ask them to do? Grab the outer edge of the foot, right? So this is actually the opposite movement, even though the postures are similar. So here in floor bow, we're actually taking the shoulder into internal rotation. So now we're concentrically contracting the subscapularis, and we're stretching or lengthening the external rotators on the posterior shoulder, teres minor and infraspinatus. So this is an interesting thing when you look at the posture and the history and the tradition of yoga, that even though the floor bow is similar to standing bow, the shoulder movement is different. Now, one last thing I'll share. You could totally adapt floor bow to have external rotation in it, just like the standing variation. You'll just want to instruct your students as they lay on their belly to reach back, turn their palms towards the outer walls with their thumbs up, and then grab the inner edges of the feet. That can sometimes be confusing, and also there's nothing wrong with doing internal rotation. It can actually be a great opportunity as you're theming your class to use both standing bow and floor bow as a way to share with your students a little bit about the anatomy and the fact that one has internal rotation and one has external rotation. So this is a great example of how understanding movement, understanding anatomy helps you be a better teacher. It helps inform how you share your cues. It gives you an opportunity to share from what you know rather than just repeating things you were told to say. I promise you, not only for myself, but for all the teachers who have enrolled and graduated from my signature program, their transformation from just repeating things when they teach to sharing confidently from what they know has been absolutely life-changing. And now they're able to teach with a high degree of confidence, no imposter syndrome. They earn more money, they charge what they're worth, they make more of an impact on their students, and they just have more fun and joy when they teach. So if you would like to learn more about this program, just visit my website and click the link on the home page to book a call with me. You can also click the link for the program and read all about it, but I'll tell you something special. If you book a call with me and we have an opportunity to chat, and it sounds like this program is a good fit for you, I will share with you a special discount. So that's an incentive to book a call so we can connect. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Namaste.